Hello everybody and welcome to Tokyo. This is the Japan B.LEAGUE and we are going to bring you the action today. Alvark Tokyo and Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Well, both of these teams red hot and meeting here in the arena Tachikawa Tachihi, and expectations very high for both of these teams. You see the Daiki Tanaka fan, a two-time champion with Alvark Tokyo, still here playing for this great club that is looking to get back to another title win. You can see right now they are third in the East with 21 wins and 7 defeats behind Chiba Jets, the defending champions, in Kawasaki. And Ryukyu Golden Kings up at the top in the West, but just one spot ahead of the 20-8 Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, who, folks, they are on a roll. They come into this game having won since December 11th, 11 of their 12 games. They are just absolutely tearing it up. But for that man right there, Luka Pavicevic, the head coach, he has to be happy with his team. They too have been red hot, winning 10 straight since December 15th. So it's Pavicevic taking on Sean Dennis, and you can see Scott Atherton and this Nagoya team has been on a roll, winning that latest clash 89 to 77. They put the pressure on you. They get down and they deliver. Cody Clark there, their power forward, going up with the power, pretty much unstoppable at times. And again, on the defensive end, you had Taito Nakahigashi showing what he can do, getting out on the break and running. And then, of course, Takumi Saito, who used to play for Alvark Tokyo, in fact, won a title with them, their second title. Always very active in the backcourt. Here he is. Boy, look at the wonderful hesitation. You don't know what he's going to do you? Gets a chest bump from Cody Clark. And then gives, we see Tenketsu Harimoto giving his autograph. But I'm not sure there'll be too many players looking for autographs of the Nagoya players today. But here is the roster. And again, Ryoto Kobayashi, Ray Parks Jr., Takumi Saito, Tatsuya Ito, Cody Clark, Manoto Kikuchi, Tenketo Harimoto, and see some of the leading assist man for this team. For Nagoya, they're going to go with Ray Parks Jr., Takumi Saito, Cody Clark, Nakahigashi, and Etherton in their starting 5 today. And you see the shooting percentages of the various teams. And well, it's good to bring you the numbers so you're up to speed. See Shane Whittington warming up there as well. So the lights have been lowered. The referees for today's game as well taking a bow. And of course, the main event. These fans turn out. They want to see their players come out as well. But for Nagoya, first of all, see Ray Parks lead the way out. Cody Clark, of course, this team coached by Australian Sean Dennis, former Shiga Lake Stars coach. And they did have I would say, an uncomfortable start to the season, losing their first 3 games, but they put that right. Certainly of late, they have hit their stride. And while you don't want to peak in the middle of the season, they have put themselves in great shape to make a big run this year. See, Sean Dennis wants to keep the momentum going. And again, the red-hot Alvark Tokyo, seeing some of their results. And really, it's a who's who list of stars in this Alvark Tokyo team. And as you look back at some of their highlights, Alex Kirk taking it down low. And then Jordan Taylor getting that rebound and passing up, and nobody getting back on defense to stop them. They will punish you if you don't get back on defense. Tanaka, the former league MVP and Japan national team star. And then on the defense, Tanaka showing what he can do as well. And Alex Kirk obviously provides that size down low on defense and aggression. Ryan Rossiter is quite in addition to the team this year as well. And then you get the great defense offered by Shohei Kikuchi, 37 years old. Has that reputation for playing that great defense, but can also hit the big shots. And two-time champion with this team. And what about Zach Baranski getting out on the fast break and showing us what he can do? Still playing at a very high level, the 29-year-old. So the head coach from Montenegro, Luka Pavicevic, and his coach, his star player there, star guard Jordan Taylor. But again, he has a roster full of stars and the luxury of being able to go deep to his bench to keep his bodies fresh. Whether it's Taylor, Yoshi, Shuto Ando, the national team shooting guard, Baranski, Seba Saiz, who won the title last year with Chiba Jets and was a big part of that. Alex Kirk there running out as well. Again, Hiraiwa, Rossiter, Tanaka, Sashikura, and Osakabe, who made the all-rookie team last year and just has an incredibly bright career ahead of them. You see Shuto Ando, who is a lot to handle for any opponent. Zach Baranski, again, their size. Spain International played a huge part in their qualifying campaign for their successful FIBA Basketball World Cup win in 2019 in China. Of course, Rossiter has played for Japan, as well as that man right there, who needs no introduction, Daiki Tanaka. So I think we're going to have a good one. You can't get any better than having two red-hot teams square off trade blows in Tokyo in the Japan B.LEAGUE, which is just taking off and reaching new heights every season. So it's been an exciting campaign so far as teams try to consolidate their spots in the standings and their playoff pushes. And it's always important to protect the home court. This is an important game for Alvark. They know that they're coming up against a Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team that they are going to have to pull out all stops to get the win. Neither of these teams can afford to be dropping games as they try to maintain their push for the top three finish. They don't want to get into a situation where they're relying on a wild card. So for Alvark, Tokyo, Saiz, Baranski, Tanaka, Rossiter, and Shuto Ando in the starting five. And Takumi Saito, Parks, also Nakahigashi, Clark, and Etherton will be in the starting five for Sean Dennis's Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Well, hello everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching. We are in Tokyo, Japan, and this is the Japan B.LEAGUE, and it's Alvark Tokyo coming out taking on Nagoya. Diamond Dolphins. Alvark Tokyo missing with their first attempt. That was Boransky from the corner. And now a chance for Nagoya. And it's going to be a little fadeaway from Ray Parks Jr. A bit of full court pressure and applied by Nagoya, and Alvark Tokyo able to get it down low to Seba Sais. Etherton, hailed for his versatility, number 43, can play inside and out. Also a terrific rebounder. He is going back to Clark, and traveling is the call on Nagoya.
Let's go Tokyo!
Well, 100% capacity allowed. And some of the arenas now, it's great to see the fans back despite the COVID issues. That long three-pointer short, and Clark rebounds it. Nakahigashi misses badly, and it goes off Etherton, out of bounds. And Ray Parks Jr. reaches in and commits the foul. Don't want to give away the cheap ones. Alvark Tokyo taking it down low and drawing the foul. Looked like it was on Etherton. Well, when you've got a good jump shot, you draw the defense out, and that means you can put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. So the first one is good from Shuto Ando. He takes his time and makes the second one. Clark looks down low, back outside to Etherton. Clark wide open. Tanaka bumped as he brings the basketball up the floor by Saito, and then he takes it right in and misses. Saito knows these Alvark Tokyo players, a lot of them well, used to be their teammate. Ando puts it on the deck and gets in and scores. Etherton left open, and his attempt rims out. Now Rossiter. Tanaka. Guarded by Saito. Now Rossiter goes off 1 foot on. Nice little runner from Ryan Rossiter. And Sean Dennis has seen enough. He needs to call a timeout to calm things down defensively. Great start for Alvark Tokyo in front of the home fans. And not the most intense defense being offered there by Clark. Just allows Rossiter to go right past him. This was the only 2 points so far. That was scored by Ray Parks Jr. for Nagoya. And really, you have to say it's been easy so far for Alvark Tokyo. So from a defensive standpoint, from a physicality standpoint, Nagoya Diamond Dolphins need to kick it into a higher gear. And I'm pretty sure that's what their coach, Sean Dennis, was telling the players. And we got to compete physically with these guys. Don't let them have it so easy here at home. Parks bounce pass, Etherton back outside. They swing it around the perimeter, and Saito with the three-pointer. And a little bit better, a little more aggression evident in the play of Nagoya on defense. Now they swing it, and good hands, knocked out of bounds by Nakahigashi. So just 3.3 seconds on the shot clock. And the runner not there, and quickly Etherton rebounds and runs. Parks gets it up, misses. Etherton follows, Parks has it, and elects to pass it back outside. Clark, they share it. Nakahigashi, and 3-second violation called on Etherton. Well, that can be one of the dangers when you are patient, you're passing it around, and your big fella is trying to post up, trying to make himself available. If you don't get him to rock, you can get the 3-second violation. So a couple of substitutions.
Let's go Tokyo!
So Yutaro Suda, number 11, checks in for Nagoya. Also Jordan Taylor comes in. He's got the ball now for Alvark Tokyo. Spreading the court. A lot of space to maneuver here for Alvark. Here's Rossiter. And the big fella can nail it. Not just about the drives and the penetration for Rossiter. He can hurt you as well with that jump shot. And Saito showing his value here early on. Takumi Saito, the 1.72 meter point guard. Taylor feels his way into the paint, had a good look, couldn't get it to drop, and the whistle blows and the foul has been called on Alvark Tokyo. It looked like Clark might have gotten away with the push as well before that. And Takumi Saito goes out of the game. They're going to need him to play big minutes, so you want to give him a breather now. Etherton also goes out, but that allows Tatsuya Ito to come into the game. He's got the ball, the diminutive point guard. Oh, Clark didn't look like he was quite ready for that pass, but he was able to catch it. There was no pressure on him. Ito dumps it, and nice finish by Shane Whittington, who's come into the game. 30 years of age now, Whittington. measures 2.08 meters in height. And Taylor kind of crashes into Ito, who goes down, and they call the block on Tatsuya Ito.
チームファウル3つ目です。名古屋32番狩野が入ります。
Taylor again, and May almost got bailed out there, but Alex Kirk couldn't pick it up, and the turnover goes to Nagoya. Clark on the break, and that would have put him in front if he'd hit that. They got another chance, though, to tie it or take the lead. Whittington, and he misses, and Clark bats it out of bounds. Remember, this is an Alvark Tokyo team here in the dark uniforms. There's won 10 straight. But they're taking on a Nagoya team that has won 11 of its last 12 games. Rossiter, they swing it wide open, and Hirotaka Yoshi is out of bounds. Excuse me, Shuto Ando was out of bounds, and looked like he actually could have taken a three if he'd wanted it. So the veteran Kikuchi comes into the game, and look for him to step it up a little defensively here for Alvark Tokyo as they look to impact the game more on this end of the floor. Well, Clark wide open and drills the three. It's a go-ahead shot for Nagoya. Taylor able to get the basketball back. Fumbled it away for a second. They're under pressure. And good defense for Nagoya. Alex Kirk having it knocked out of his hands. Nice pass, wide open. Ryan Rossiter, Nagoya chasing the basketball, trying to get some double teams, but leaving the interior wide open. Taiki Osakabe, the highly rated shooting guard, the 1.87 meter shooting guard, checking into the game. Made the old rookie team last year. And Clark, meanwhile, one of the most valuable players in this Nagoya team, has taken a knock on his right arm and has to go sit down. And it looked like it happened when he kind of ran into his teammate. And he's in obvious discomfort. That is not a good look. So Alvark Tokyo back in front. And Nagoya, Ito looks to reclaim the lead. Putting it up and missing it was Karino, Yusuke Karino. Yusuke Karino, and now the bounce pass. Etherton, and banks it in. So besides showing us his ball handling skills, bringing it across midcourt. Well, there is Kirk for the offensive rebound and put back. So reaching in and fouling Shohei Kikuchi. Just trying to be disruptive. Terrific career for Kikuchi. Two-time champion with this Alvark Tokyo team in the B.LEAGUE. And of course, 37 years of age. Etherton. Whittington. And Whittington
21番ウィングトン
gives Nagoya a 2-point advantage. Whittington, a threat from deep, showing it early here in this first quarter. Traveling
トラベリングです名古屋ボール
on Kojima. So Kojima turns it over.
名古屋選手の交代
Yeah, just kind of shuffled his feet. He kind of called it, and then he hopped. Oh, the chant is defense, defense here. And Nagoya starting to get the wind in their sails here. You can feel them getting the momentum. And Saito pulls up and hits the long jump shot. Well, we knew it was going to be a good one, and that's how it's turning out to be. Great start to the game here. And I would expect the intensity to go up.
アルバルク選手の交代ですナンバー24田中大輝
And Pavicevic, a little bit of an anxious look over there on the sidelines as he puts Tanaka back into the contest. Tanaka being guarded by Yutaro Suda. Here's Tanaka. Bounce pass. Wonderful play. Finished by Scythe.
アシスト田中大輝
Seba Scythe says thank you very much. And the dump and the easy one for Suda. Snuck in behind the defense. No, final 30 seconds being played here in the first quarter. And the jumper from Kojima a little long. And now an opportunity to hold it for the last shot for the Diamond Dolphins. Saito, who's been terrific in the first quarter, fouled by Tanaka.
アルバルクのファウルです
And the way Saito has played
ファウル一つ目
in this first quarter, you have to be thinking that a lot of these fans wondering why he's not wearing their uniform, because he has been terrific. He leads all scorers with 7 points.
アルバルクデューペ
Etherton has it. Final seconds ticking off the clock. He goes right at Kirk, but does not live to tell the tale. And Kirk held his ground.
クォーターが終了です
Oh, great effort there by number 2 and Nagoya. They trailed early, but they go to the quarter break leading 21-17 over Alvark Tokyo. And despite not having Cody Clark, who has taken some type of knock on his right arm and obvious pain, sometimes you want to sit down, shake it off, and get back into the game. Hopefully it loosens up. It was an awkward knock. But that's what happens sometimes, you know, it's the freak occurrences that get you hurt. Sometimes players will get hurt with nobody guarding him. This time he runs into his own player. But for Alvark Tokyo, their intensity needs to go up. And I think that's what Coach Pavicevic is saying. You can see the sense of urgency that he's speaking with, getting the help from the translator. But we can see there are lots of options, scoring options, even without Clark on the field. No, in fact, it was not his own players. That replay indicated he actually there was a lot more contact than I had seen. And with that replay, it showed you that he really did get hit. So I thought it was a collision with his own player, but in fact it was not. It was a collision with Alvark Tokyo. But Saito has just been lights out. I wouldn't say it's flashy, but it sure is effective. And great spacing from both teams so far in this game. So they're getting a lot of opportunities, and he's able to utilize his abilities on the ball to dribble into space and to either attack the rim or to pull up and attempt the jump shot. Jordan Taylor comes out on Saito. So remember Whittington, he's out on the wing. He's a good three-point shooter. He hands it off to Saito. Little pick and roll action. Now Saito pulls up again. This time misses. And Whittington hustles to the basketball. Here's Etherton from just behind the stripe. Tough start for him today, shooting-wise.
Let's go, Tokyo!
Now keep an eye on Osakabe. There's Rossiter. Osakabe for three. Misses everything.
Nagoya ball.
Yeah, a lot of people expecting him to be a national team player. I'm sure Tom Hovass will be having him in his team when he's ready, at least in the squad. Right now, it's all about this B-League action and this clash of two red-hot teams. Nagoya in the white. Here's Saito again, and even the shot that doesn't count, just a wonderful release there. You can see he spends so much time playing basketball to be able to make a shot like that. So relaxed. Shuto Ando comes back into the game. And Ray Parks Jr. also re-enters the game. I think Takumi Saito is laughing over the fact that that last shot did go in. Parks, boy, had Whittington there, didn't see him. And doesn't matter because they still get a layup out of it anyway from Nakahigashi. Good full court pressure, but they finally beat it, Alvark Tokyo, and it leads to a layup attempt. Whittington, boy, rejected Seba Scythe. You don't see that often. Whittington's been an enforcer and also a scorer. Goodness me. Shane Whittington, the 30-year-old, getting it done. Got it done on that end of the floor, the rejection. Taking care of business then on the offensive end. That's the second time he's hit a three-pointer from that area. And with that, his team with their biggest lead of the game, 9 points. That was also Nakahigashi on the previous possession. So Whittington has come out, and he's got 8 points. He's hit a couple of three-pointers from 3 attempts. He has the steal and the block shot. Excuse me, it's just the block. And I guess you would describe him as a modern power forward. He's got the toughness inside, but he can also draw the defense out because he is such a good shooter. There's Tanaka, gets it to Ryan Rossiter. Taylor left wide open, and that three-pointer was badly needed. Etherton. Well, he fed the basketball down low to Parks, but it went off of Parks' hands and out of bounds. And I'm wondering if Etherton's saying, maybe I should have given you an alley-oop pass. Tanaka. Spin move. Tanaka now gets it off the back of the cup. And just a lot of white shirts there for the rebound. Kobayashi in the game, the ball handler, number 0. Here he comes to get the basketball. Nope, he's closely guarded. Etherton. Oh, he's had enough. He just takes it to the rim. Goodness me. You could see he was just a little frustrated by how things were going for him offensively and decided he'd had enough. Get out of his way. Tanaka into the corner, and Shuto Ando off target. Tanaka gets it back, and now Taylor. Boy, that was a message dunk from Etherton. Again, Ando still can't get the drop and the long rebound. Corralled by Whittington. This Nagoya team showing you why they are on a roll. They have got some serious weapons. Even with Clark out of the game and nursing that right arm injury, there has been no drop-off. And this time, Etherton keeping it alive, but Rossiter beats everybody to the rebound. Again, Ando, he just missed a couple from that spot, and finally gets it to go. Well, you know what they say, the good ones keep shooting even when the shots aren't falling because they know eventually it will fall. And Shuto Ando comes out and commits the foul a long way from the basket. But the better, a little bit more intensity on defense has to be appreciated by Pavicevic. And the good sign is that Clark is coming back into the game. He's not smiling, still has a little bit of discomfort in that right arm. And great defense by Taylor, forcing the turnover by Kobayashi. Look at this. Maybe even helped him a little bit with a little bit of a nudge. Certainly the hand check. And Saito comes back into the game as Sean Dennis doesn't want to allow this lead just to kind of disappear quickly. They had the momentum. The Etherton dunk was terrific, but Alvark Tokyo starting to take it to a different level. And fortunately for the visitors, Taiki Osakabe's shot stayed out. Saito. Clark, let's test that arm. Good. Looks good to me. I'll give the trainer a thumbs up. He did a good job massaging that arm, getting it to where Clark was able to go back out there and drill a three-pointer. And now the good hands from Nagoya almost getting a steal. Baranski and Kurt had crashed the boards. And once again now a chance as Clark throws it in, and the alley-oop pass. A very easy 2 points for Nagoya. Pavicevic is going to be a little bit ticked off as Clark gets a little bit more treatment now. Sean Dennis checking on Clark, making sure he's able to go. Clark says yes, but then winces. He's playing with pain. But you know what they say, no pain, no gain. And that's what Clark is giving him, a little bit of extra. And then he got the alley-oop down low to Taito Nakahigashi, who I wouldn't say had a lot of hang time there, but made the easy play, the catch and the basket. Here's Clark right after coming back into the game. Looked like he hesitated a little bit before taking the shot, but took his time and really looked good, giving his team a 10-point advantage with that shot and then the alley-oop pass. So Clark has 6 points. He has a couple of assists. Saito still leading the scoring with 7 points for Nagoya, 4 apiece for Nakahigashi and Etherton, who's had the play of the game with that thunderous slam dunk. Ryan Rossiter has 7 points for Alvark Tokyo. And a little bit of trouble here early on. Remember, they've got a 10-game winning streak going back to December 11th of 2021. They don't like to lose. And you certainly don't want it to be stopped here at home. Boransky. His pass tipped into the hands of Tanaka. Scythe. Osakabe. And nice play, Osakabe. You could see he looked agile and also in attack mode. And he even made the shot look like he might have been poked in the eye. Here we go. Well, he wasn't poked in the eye, but it was hit by Nakahigashi. Nakahigashi perhaps a little fortunate. Well, they did call the foul, so... So the and one coming. And does not get to go. Scythe kept it alive, but Etherton pulled down the basketball. Wow, nobody picked up Parks. Just a easy layup. He's played for the Philippines national team. He's born in the Philippines. Father is an American that was playing basketball there, Parks. And here's Kirk. And bullying his way in. And Etherton doing a good job being in position. Well, actually, no, I take it back. I'm with Kirk. I'm surprised that call went against him. Pavicevic is beside himself. Well, you don't want to get on the wrong side of Pavicevic. And Kirk, again, just kind of has to laugh it off. I think probably that was a questionable decision. There's Saito looking to pile some misery on. Gives it to Etherton. Now Clark. You know you got to get a hand in the face. They do, but it doesn't matter. It's another three. Boy, his lights out. Three of 5 from three-point range. Clark, bounce pass. Into Kirk. Kirk misses, but good follow by Seba Scythe, the former Chiba Jet. Saito dribbling around. Back to Etherton for three. And Tanaka, well, turns it over. Couldn't get it out of the trap. Launching it is Suda. And Saito. Oh, nobody's guarding him. An easy one. Boy, Alvark, Toyota looked lost on defense. Alvark Tokyo, looking lost on defense. And Osakabe, he misses. And now Clark goes down. No call by the ref. 3-point shot. And Kirk corrals it, hands it off. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. And Boransky fouled by Saito. Here's Jordan Taylor back in the game along with Ryan Rossiter. Rossiter back to Taylor. At the elbow, Taylor misses, follows up the miss, and goes up. Back to an 11-point game. Might remember Jordan Taylor from his college days playing for the Wisconsin Badgers. Now the 3-point shot is good from Yutaro Suda. Biggest lead of the game for Nagoya. 14 points. And nice little dump down low to Kirk. And then a hurried shot, but there's Parks. And beats Alvark Tokyo to the basketball. I've been impressed by Parks. Back to a 14-point advantage, Nagoya. Imagine what a win today would do for their confidence. It's already sky high. Saito just passing it up ahead to Whittington, who missed the layup, but alertly, Parks beat the Alvark Tokyo team to the basketball. And that was good defense, but a little sloppy as well from Tanaka. Cody Clark. Well, everybody in that Nagoya team is all smiles. Saito and Clark each with 9 points. But it's been a balanced attack. Nakahigashi and Etherton each with 4 points. And Parks has an opportunistic 6 points. 8 points also for Whittington. Taylor again, alley-oop, and Kirk able to get it back and put it up and in. Well, you know Kirk is big, and then when he finishes, he looks even bigger. Surprising he doesn't dominate even more in that low post. Here he is. Forcing Nakahigashi to pass it back outside to Saito, who puts up a runner. Oh, what a finish! Boy, Saito is electric. Which is just as well because he's got Mitsubishi Electric on his jersey. He has been terrific. Jordan Taylor, the dump, and Rossiter. A little bit better from Alvark Tokyo, who now need a stop on defense just to go with a little bit more confidence to halftime. But you don't want this man to let it fly. He's been good. And then Kirk comes out and commits Alvark Tokyo's 4th team foul of the second quarter. Look at this finish. Brings a little bit of rain with it, and just such a soft touch. It bounces off the rim of the backboard and goes in. You can see why he is so highly rated. And Alex Kirk trying to talk to the refs just to get some calls. You got to give credit where credit's due, though. Nagoya have been the better team in the first half. Well, Saito got a chance to play with Japan during the Asian qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup recently. Here they are, the final 3 seconds, Nagoya and Saito, this time with a hand in the face, not able to have any success. But Nagoya Diamond Dolphins are sparkling like diamonds. They lead it 47-35 over Alvark Tokyo. Well, as the teams retreat to the locker rooms for the halftime team talks, it's 11 points for Saito, leading Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, who had a little bit of an uncertain start. They trailed 8-2 early on, but following a timeout from their excellent Australian coach, Sean Dennis, they were able to put things right. And really, it's been a balanced attack for them. 9 points for Clark, 6 for Parks, 8 for Whittington, 5 for Suda, and 4-piece for Nakahigashi and Etherton, who had that terrific dribble drive dunk that really shook up this arena and sent alarm bells ringing here in Tokyo. But for Nagoya, it's been a very good show. The question is, can they keep it going and also survive a tough 20 minutes? You know, Luka Pavicevic is going to put things right for Alvark Tokyo. So for Nagoya, if you look at where they've really hurt this team, they are 7 of 15 from three-point range. That has been a huge difference in the game. And overall 20 of 37 from the floor. That's not getting it done defensively for Alvark Tokyo, but full marks to Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Luka Pavicevic's team 15 for 33, shooting 45% from the floor, and they are 3 of 12 from three-point range. So it's that three-point shot. 4 more three-pointers have been made by Nagoya. That has been the big difference in this game. From a rebounding standpoint, 15 rebounds for the home team and 20 for Nagoya. So that also has gone their way. And from a turnover standpoint, just 4 turnovers committed by Nagoya and 5 turnovers for Alvark Tokyo. So that'll be an area perhaps where Alvark Tokyo are going to try to turn it up a notch, but with some good point guard play out there for the visitors, that will be easier said than done. So Kirk with 6 points, Taylor with 5 points for Alvark Tokyo. Osakabe has a couple of points, had a chance for a three-point play, but missed the free throw. Scythe has 6 points, 3 rebounds. Shuto Ando has 7 points, but just 1 of 4 from three-point range. And Zach Baransky has missed both of his attempts from three-point range. It's Rossiter, whose 9 points is keeping Alvark Tokyo within striking distance at this point. He is perfect from the floor. Tanaka, meanwhile, has not gotten it going offensively. In nearly 14 minutes, he has yet to score. 0 for 3 from the floor, and that is not cutting it. Certainly that's far below the usual standard from the former MVP of the B.LEAGUE. So defense and points off turnovers, not really a factor at this point for either team. Second chance points, however, with their superior rebounding has been important. Excuse me, I was wrong on that one. 10 points off turnovers have been scored by Nagoya, so that has been a big factor, excuse me. And 6 second chance points as well for the visitors, 8 second chance points for Alvark Tokyo. And the bench, each bench has provided so far 13 points. So it's Alvark Tokyo winners of 10 straight, third place with 21 wins and 7 defeats in the East, trailing 47-35 to Nagoya, who have won 11 of their last 12 games, and they are currently in second place in the West. Well, you talk about Takumi Saito and how well he has played. His performances have not gone unnoticed. He played, the 26-year-old did, for Japan in the first window of the FIBA Asia FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian qualifiers, and I guess he'll be looking to get back in the lineup again for that one. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We're at halftime. It's 47-35, Nagoya on top of Alvark, Tokyo. Well, it's been a great game today so far for Nagoya, who have come out all guns blazing in Tokyo and lead by 12 points at halftime. Takumi Saito has been pulling the strings, whether it's been scoring or passing, and has been getting a lot of good help from his teammates, like Naka Higashi putting the ball on the deck and driving to the basket. And Etherton there taking out his frustration on the rim. Ryan Rossiter there making the pass to Shuto Ando, who has had to fight through it a little bit today. But Clark, despite having an injury to his right arm during the game, has come out and scored 9 points. And you had Osakabe, that was his basket, but Clark has hit 3 3-pointers and has been a constant menace to this team when he's been on the court. Meanwhile, the Tanaka turnover there was costly. And really the defense lacking, nobody getting a hand in the face of the shooters for Nagoya on a lot of these shots, and that has to be frustrating for Pavicevic. Kurt kept it alive there, and you can see he's a little bit frustrated, also wanting a foul called on the shot. But if it's going to happen, if it's going to work for Alvark Tokyo, it has to happen on the defensive end more than anything. So see the 2-point shooting for both teams. Nagoya is shooting 59%, 57% for Alvark Tokyo. But the difference is that 3-point shooting, where Nagoya 7 of 15 compared to 3 of 12 for Alvark Tokyo. And Nagoya have yet to attempt a free throw. Alvark Tokyo 2 of 3. The rebounding as well has been a little bit more impressive for Nagoya. 5 more boards. And overall, just a better, more solid effort. 13 points coming off the bench for each team. And if you remember, though, we've still got 20 minutes to go, so a lot of time to put this right for Alvark Tokyo. But Nagoya, I think, showing everybody why they have been such a tough team this season, especially of late. Getting those, coming back from that, similar to the slow start to this season when they started 0-3. They started this game trailing 8-2, and then coming out of a timeout by Sean Dennis, really turned things around and have been on top ever since. So we're not at now or never time yet for Alvark Tokyo, but certainly they're going to have to play much better defensively, giving up 47 points if they're going to have any success today. So those are the scoring numbers you could see for Nagoya. And again, it's Saito who leads all scorers with his 11 points. And Clark still stretching out his arm, hoping that that's going to be loose. He's probably going to be feeling that after the game. There's no doubt he's going to need a little bit of massage work on that to feel better. But he continues to push it around. That is the number of Tinketsu Harimoto of the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. And wearing number 8 for Alvark Tokyo is Hirotaki Yoshi. But that is the man of the moment right there, Takumi Saito. former title winner with this Nagoya team. Used to play for Alvark Tokyo. Now he's playing against them, and he's guarding the basketball. Second half action underway here, folks, and already in attack mode, and Seiba Sais gets in, and one is coming for the Spaniard. So that was great work, great attack play by Rossiter, and good play by Sais, going hard to the basket, strong with the basketball and the catch, and goes up with the strong finish. So now can he make the free throw? And yes, he does. So he couldn't have had a better start to the third quarter if you're Alvark Tokyo. Now Clark whizzes it down low to Etherton, and traveling. Now, Alvark Tokyo passing it around out on the perimeter. Tanaka has it. And again, the dump to Scythe. And he puts it up and is fouled by Clark. So Seiba Sais, the focal point of the attack on offense for the home team. He thought about, you could see, catching that and passing it to Rossiter. And that might have been a better decision, because Rossiter would have had a size advantage down there, but in the end he decided to come down with it and to go back up. Clark, meanwhile, goes out of the game after picking up the foul. So Size makes the first. So Clark not really in any foul trouble to speak of. And Sais has scored the first 5 points of the second half. And what was once a 12-point advantage at the break for Nagoya is now 7. Takumi Saito, he put out some fires in the first half, as did this man, and Whittington hits another 3. Well, 11 points for Shane Whittington. Tanaka gets inside and has it blocked. Parks gets it over to Saito. And the pass batted out of bounds by Osakabe. Well, the three-point shot has been absolutely ruinous for Alvark Tokyo today. The way this visiting Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team has shot the threes, it makes life a lot harder. Here it is again, Whittington, and this time they live to tell the tale, but either there does what he does best. He gets the offensive rebound and putback. Rossiter passes on the 3. No, he's going to step back, and he's going to miss. And just like that, Nagoya have restored their 12-point lead and have a chance to go up even more. Tough pass for Parks. He's able to get the ball back and hands it off. And look at that. Nakahigashi scores. And Pavicevic is beside himself over there on the sidelines. And now almost a turnover. They get it back, having cut the deficit to 7 points. Alvark Tokyo now trail by 14. Tanaka. Quick pass, batted away by Whittington. Boy, he's been good today. Saito avoids the turnover, gets it down low. Look at him share the basketball. Whittington scores, and he's going to the line as well. Boy, Sean Dennis must be grinning like a Cheshire cat, and if he's not, he should be, because his team is playing excellent basketball. Whittington, just wonderful passing and finishing with the shot. Takes it up to a 16-point advantage, and this team that has won 11 of its last 12 games, the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, looking every bit the part of a title contender right now. Well, it's been a great balanced effort, not just on offense for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. I mean, they're playing great on both ends of the floor. But again, it is the ability to come out and to hit that big shot, as Whittington did, that really can change things, change the momentum of games. Because Scythe had come out and scored 5 consecutive points, and they were starting to get the wind in their sails, Alvark Tokyo, and then Whittington just kind of stopped that run cold in its tracks with a three-pointer, and now here he is looking to finish off a three-point play, which he does not, much to the relief of Alvark Tokyo. But even so, they trail by 16 points. They have got a long way to go, a big mountain to climb. And Saito now called for a timeout. Excuse me, called for a foul. Have another look. Well, you could probably understand why he's a little frustrated or a little bemused to get that foul called, but even so, he was reaching. Jordan Taylor. Sakabi drives in. Oh boy, that was a tough move from the young man. It's a long way back, but the journey has to start somewhere. Will it be now? Saito wide open, misses, and you can't give away those offensive rebounds like they did to Nakahigashi there. They've got to get it. These second chances are killing them. And now Parks drives in and is fouled. Now, whoever constructed this team made the final decisions, did a great job with Nagoya. They really do have good balance on their roster, and they've got players clearly that can play as a team, but also have a lot of versatility. And that was clearly great move by Osakabe. He wanted the foul call. The only thing they haven't done well is shoot free throws. They haven't taken that many, but now they've missed a second consecutive free throw. After Whittington's miss, Parks misses. And finally gets one to drop. So the lead goes up to 15 points. Jordan Taylor, feet set. And now the cross court to Whittington, steps back. And another offensive rebound. Another 14 seconds on the shot clock. And now Parks and the rebound. Taylor into the corner. And that's short from Osakabe. Saito and the alley. Was that an alley-oop or not? That was a little strange, but it doesn't matter. The ball went in the hoop, and now the biggest lead of the game being enjoyed by Nagoya. 17 points, 15 minutes remaining. And Boransky misses, and it seems like it's going from bad to worse right now for Alvark Tokyo, being outscored by 7 points here in the second half. And Boransky finally gets one to drop. And just like that, back to a 14-point game. And then Parks catches the basketball, and a foul called on Boransky. Saito's just draws the defense and throws it up to Whittington, who just is pouring in the points right now. He's got a game-high 13. Yes, Saito getting a well-deserved breather. Now the drive, and nobody stops in front of Yutaro Suda. That was a good call. The foul called on Tatsuya Ito, running into Jordan Taylor. Taylor, this time, probably the easiest shot of the game for Alvark Tokyo. These Alvark Tokyo players really working the refs, trying to get some calls their way at this end of the court. And another 3 attempts. And this time off target. Boransky to Rossiter, spins, and fouled by Etherton. Well, they may call it on Suda, but I think it was Etherton. So it was indeed on Etherton. I didn't think it was a good idea to be shooting the basketball Rossiter from that end, but I think he felt the contact coming and wisely put it up and drew the foul. Now Tanaka back in the game. So Rossiter has the ability to get hot and carry a team. He makes the first. And if he can get this one to drop, it'll be a 12-point deficit. Shuto Ando hearing it from his coach, Pavicevic, who gives him the tough words and then gives him the love with a little rub on the head. And Rossiter gets them both to drop, so he's going to catch a breather. Now Scythe back in. And again, it's got to happen on the defensive end for Alvark Tokyo before anything else. If you can't stop the opponent, Nagoya, it doesn't matter. Ito, boy, wide open. No hands in the face. And Nagoya have proved today they can just hit open jump shot after open jump shot. Little shaking and baking there by Tanaka. Kirk has it. Here's Scythe going to work. Little jump hook. Gets it to fall. Good work from Scythe. Good decision by Kirk, who gets the assist. Pass to the corner, and another one. This one, Yusuke Karino. Boy, those three-pointers are falling today for Nagoya. Sakabi feeds it down low to Scythe. Shot clock down to 4, 3, 2. He launches. Oh boy, it was in and out. Scythe gets it back, however.
Let's go!
And he passes it up and takes it in. The wide open, uncontested layup for Osakabi. Nagoya, 8 of 21 from three-point range. That has been their biggest weapon. Here's Clark. And this time had the shot blocked. Great play by Kirk. Tanaka from downtown, not there. Scythe with the offensive rebound and gets it to drop. How about that from the Spaniard? And it's now just an 11-point lead. Little momentum here for Alvark Tokyo. And you wonder if Takumi Saito might be coming back into the game shortly for Nagoya. Boy, there's nothing like an offensive rebound and putback that puts a smile on the face of a coach. And that's why so many coaches are smiling when they've got Seba Scythe in their team. He crashes the boards. Misses the shot, but follows up his miss. He goes up. And Whittington got a hand on the basketball as he went back up. Now, Scythe trying, appealing for another foul, and doesn't get it. I think Whittington got a lot of ball there. Good no call by the ref. But nobody boxes out the free throw shooter. I think that was Carino that was supposed to step in front of him. Well, it could have been a bigger trip down the floor, and as it is, it remains an 11-point lead for Nagoya. Kobayashi whizzing around up top, now to Suda. Shot clock down to 6. Inside 11 minutes remaining. Here, a little fadeaway on the baseline from Yusuke Karino. Oh, the backboard is your best friend, isn't it? Shuto Ando liking the angle and cutting it back to an 11-point deficit. Kobayashi. About a 5-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock. Here's Whittington. Kobayashi. It's go time. They got to put it up. And he waited too long. Now quickly, Alvark Tokyo, 3 seconds, 2. They pass it up to Kirk. He gets a good look, and just luck or good fortune does not smile on the host on that last one, but a little bit more as they rally back and actually end up outscoring Nagoya in the quarter. It's Nagoya, the Diamond Dolphins, still leading 68-57 with 10 minutes remaining. Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it. When Takumi Saito is in the game for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, they are a much different opponent for Alvark Tokyo. They have not coped well when he has been out there. And you would think Sean Dennis is going to have his point guard out there for the majority of this last quarter to try to nip any comeback attempt in the bud by Alvark Tokyo, who got some better play there from Seba Scythe. He did miss a free throw, but he now has 15 points and 9 rebounds, and that, more than anything, is the reason why they are still within striking distance. The hustle and especially his tenacity on the boards, Seba's Scythe, but they need some other players to step up. So far, Tanaka has not scored in more than 20 minutes of action. Alex Kirk and Osakabe each now with 6 points. Shuto Ando banked in that shot. He now has 9 points for Alvark Tokyo. Ryan Rossiter also has 11 points, so it could be that he's going to come back into the game. Taylor with 7. So it looks like Kirk is, I don't know if he's going to stay in or not. And for Nagoya, in addition to Saito's 11 points, Whittington now with 15 points. He also has 4 rebounds. Has a couple of steals and a block as well. So the good news is the game isn't over for Alvark Tokyo, but the bad news is Takumi Saito has come back into the game for Nagoya. And he is a player that has pulled most of the strings today, both he and Whittington for Nagoya. And they're both on the court. And here's Whittington. And fortunately for the host, he throws it off the back of the iron. Jordan Taylor now brings it up. And Ryan Rossiter also back in the game. Hands it off to Tanaka. Not even looking for a shot. Taylor into Rossiter. Now Rossiter goes to Clark and kind of fumbled the ball away, then grabbed it and put it up. And not a good looking possession at all for the home side. Fortunately, again, for Alvark Tokyo, a bad possession for the visitors as Clark throws it out of bounds. Sean Dennis hoping his team can hold it together here over the final 9 minutes as they go after their 12th win in 13 games. 11th win. And now the long one from Taylor cuts it back to an 8-point game. So yes, Dennis's team going for their 12th win in the past 13 games. Taylor's shot, though, getting it to single digits is so important when you can get that deficit down below 10 points psychologically. Clark, and not the best shot in the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dennis got a timeout here. They look a little bit out of sync all of a sudden, Nagoya. Shuto Ando to Rossiter. Spins over to Taylor. Drives in there for the follow. His size. And now we've got a game, folks. 6 points the difference. Behind the back to Whittington. And oh, what a big shot. The three-pointer made by Clark. Driving in and then missing with Shuto Ando. And how often have we said it today? The three-pointer has been crucial, and a very uncharacteristic turnover by Takumi Saito with the travel. But Clark gives his point guard a hug. Clark in a good mood after hitting yet another three. That was Clark. Boy, that was a huge shot. So that was his, I think that's his 4th three-pointer of the game. Now Taylor drives in, nobody picks him up, and Taylor started to come to life. The clock is not the enemy yet for this home team. Saito, oh boy. Breathtakingly good stuff from the Japan international. One thing that he does not lack is arc on his jump shot. And Doransky backing his way down low, missing the 9-point lead for the visitors, who are just, look at this, getting another easy look down low, but missing it was Carino. What happened? I don't know if he felt like somebody was going to come over and block it. Shuto Ando. And Rossiter hands it off. And Seiss not able to finish with Whittington. The tall Whittington making his presence felt on defense. Parks, goodness me. Another 3. Wow. Sean Dennis. So many weapons in this team. And now we are 4 minutes into this final frame. Taylor. And Rossiter gives up the 3, tries to pass it back to Taylor. Taylor says, you got to shoot it, Ryan. So Rossiter goes out. Kirk comes back in as they try to take a different approach. Tanaka comes back in. Taylor goes out. But Nagoya, 12 points for Clark, 13 for Saito. Whittington with 15. Parks now with 10. And they are on a roll, folks. Etherton, the enforcer, has it, hands it off to Parks. Parks into the corner now, back outside to Ito. And fouled as he releases it by Seba Seiss. Just got him apparently on the shoulder as he flashed into the paint with the basketball. And good fortune does smile on the home team with that free throw. That thing was on the way down and it came out. Saito out of the game, catching his breath. And again, another one that looked like it was going to drop, stays out. So Parks called for the getting tangled up there with Kirk, called for the foul. You often see the smaller guy penalized in that situation, but there's definitely arms were wrapped around each other. And the turnover gives it right back over, however, to Nagoya. So great job defending the inbounds pass, and the clock now is becoming the enemy here for the home team, with coming up on the 5-minute mark. And Parks this time denied by Kirk. The drive, and the basket is good. I'm not sure who's going to get credit, Tanaka or Kirk, but it doesn't matter. Alvark Tokyo have trimmed the Nagoya advantage to 10 points. So Tanaka, yeah, I think Tanaka did get his first 2 points there. He gets the credit for that basket. Well, you can see the desperation in the movements of Pavicevic. They pulled to within 6 points, but every single time they have made their move, this Nagoya team has answered with a big shot. Clark, that was a huge three-pointer. And then Parks rubbing salt in the wound, also with a three. And as a team now, 11 of 26 from three-point range compared to 5 of 21 from deep for Alvark Tokyo. So 4:52 remaining. Etherton gets it over to Clark, left wide open, short. And Clark did the right thing by chasing after the rebound. He's in the crowd, on the fans. And he's going to need some help getting up. Hopefully, he hasn't landed on somebody. Hopefully there's nobody under him. Oh, goodness me. Well, he was already in a little bit of pain. And talking about a front row seat for that photographer. And Clark is, wouldn't be surprised if he takes a game off after this because he has been battling. Look at him. He goes in and nowhere to go for the big fella. Oh, great job by the camera crew there to break his fall. And Clark will just be happy to get to the finish line today. All that matters for him is to get the win. Tanaka drives in. Another one. So 2 baskets here for Tanaka in the fourth quarter. And once again, an 8-point game. And wow, Etherton follows the miss. Just so reliable. The way he gets after the ball on the glass. I think he's now got 8 rebounds to go with his 6 points. Under 4 minutes to go. Into the corner. And the dump down low to Kirk. Good move. Back to an 8-point game. Once again, Alvark Tokyo looking for stops. And Taito Nakahigashi has been a thorn in their side today. He has been fouled. So Nakahigashi is going to the line. He's already scored 6 points today. This will be his first attempt from the charity stripe. I like him. I like Nakahigashi. I think he's a little bit underrated. So Shuto Ando goes out of the game. Look at those championship banners 2017, 2018, and 2019, 2020. They were declared Eastern Conference champions, FIBA Asia Champions Cup champions in 2019. This is a franchise or a club that is used to winning championships. You don't win championships in January, but you do have to play well enough to get into the playoffs. And you don't want to be losing games on your home floor. Although, to be fair, if you were to fall to Nagoya today, it wouldn't be a disgrace considering the way Nagoya have been playing. But I don't think that Alvark Tokyo have played anywhere near their best today. Whereas Sean Dennis's team, they have literally got the wind in their sails right now. They know how they want to play. And they're led by that man right there, number 2. He has just been a tremendous floor general. And he's been ably supported by players like Nakahigashi, the shooting guard who's going to the line right now. They've got their enforcer with Etherton out there, number 43. Whittington has been a menace. Parks has been timely with his contributions as well. And just overall, a really good play. Clark obviously has been a weapon from three-point range, getting the treatment now you can see on the bench. So they go 1 for 2 at the line. Nagoya up by 9 and coming up on the 3.5-minute mark in the game. Taylor back in the game. Brings it across midcourt. Tanaka. He's been getting some success with his drive penetration. Here we go. Now Taylor pulls up from deep. Good! Just what the doctor ordered for Alvark Tokyo. They haven't hit many threes today, but now they have to get a stop, and nobody's able to stop Saito. All he did was get a little mismatch and danced from his right to his left, and now he's come up and gotten the steal. Etherton hands it off, and wow, they missed an easy one. That would have put it away, but it's an 8-point game. And foul called. Boy, what more can we say about the brilliance of Saito? 5 assists to go with his 15 points. And also coming up with that steal. He just does a little bit of everything. He always pops up right when his team needs him. Taylor, pump fake. 3-point shot. Missed everything, but Kurt, excellent work getting the basketball outside to Tanaka. Kirk again, great job reaching up and getting the ball back for his team. And what a drive, what a finish. Tanaka has come to the party here in the fourth quarter. And if he makes this free throw, he'll cut the deficit to just 5 points. Great work on the boards from both Kirk and Rossiter there. And those second and third chances. And we're seeing where Tanaka really thrives in this fourth quarter is when he goes to the basket. That is what he is trying to do, to get to the rim. And this team is overdue for a little bit of luck from three-point range. So here they are again at the free throw line where they've been okay today. 7 of 9. And Tanaka makes it now 8 of 10. And despite the great play from Nagoya today, they're only up 5 points. They still got some work to do to close this victory out. Surely Saito is going to have the ball in his hands. They're trying to deny him the basketball. Shuto Ando, they get it to Saito! And a rare miss for him today. Now Taylor crosses midcourt. Over to Rossiter, back to Taylor. Wide open in the corner, Shuto Ando! Oh, he misses. Shuto Ando has got to make that shot. They could not have asked for a better look from their sharpshooter. And the little handoff, Etherton can't get it to drop. Taylor has it. 1:20 remaining. Still time for Alvark Tokyo and the foul in the backcourt. That is not a good foul by Saito. I think that means they're over the limit. Well, we have got timeout on the court. Okay, so that could have been their fourth team foul, in fact, so they're okay. This was the last sequence where great defense, in fact, by Kirk. He does so much more out on the floor than you realize. Great length, long arms, gets the hands up. Kirk has 8 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of blocks today. $15 points now for Taylor, 17 for Scythe, along with 13 rebounds. Tanaka also now has 7 points, all scored in the fourth quarter. So Shuto Ando is going to remain in the game. He hasn't had a great shooting day. Just 1 of 5 from three-point range. He's got 9 points. But is 3 of 8 from the floor overall. Tanaka, meanwhile, here's the whispers or the play from Jordan Taylor. And trailing by 5 points. Here's Rossiter. Gets it over to Taylor. And again, wide open. This time, Shuto Ando doesn't even look at the basket. Taylor puts on the deck, drives, tough attempt. Kirk kept it alive. And Clark rebounds, gets it over to Saito. Under a minute remaining. Nagoya, Diamond Dolphins looking to slam the door shut. They might just do it if they get a basket on this possession. Clark run off the three-point line. Now the three-pointer from Saito. Good! Ice! Running in his veins, Saito. 8 points. The advantage. And Clark knocks it away from Rossiter, but fouls him. But what about Saito? MVP all the way today. He has been terrific. Look at him. He had his feet set. He was ready. And he was ready for the moment. Well, as a fan of Japanese basketball, and if you're a Japan national team fan, you got to be excited about the development of Saito because he is a very cool, calm, and collected player out there. Rossiter, meanwhile, missing the first of 2 free throws. And Pavicevic just looks on, knowing he's got some work to do in practice. That cuts it back to a 7-point game now. And now really the only thing that's going to save this team, Alvark Tokyo, is if they can force some turnovers and get some easy baskets. They went for the foul there, and they didn't give it. Now they pass it back outside to Clark. Saito has it. Valuable seconds ticking off the clock. And adding to his utterly brilliant game today is Saito. 20 points. Unbelievable. Taylor fouled while attempting the three with 9.1 seconds remaining. Well, they have so many good components in this team. They're a team that can hurt you from the perimeter. Offensively, very difficult team to play, I would suggest. Here was Taylor. They're going to look and see, was he behind the arc? But he can only be happy with what he's seen today, coming into enemy territory and just getting solid contributions across the board. No doubt about it. Saito's the headline grabber, though. He's got the 20 points and has just played so well. Clark has played through pain and provided a lot of impetus. Parks has been impressive, but, you know, he lets the game come to him. He doesn't force it. You have to be impressed by that. And you could say the same thing about Etherton as well as Whittington. Those guys. And now they're going to say that Taylor was fouled with his foot on the line. So instead of shooting three free throws, he will attempt 2. And Alvark Tokyo looking like they're not going to be able to bring the win home for their fans. But whereas the fans back in Nagoya, they have to be excited because their team providing further evidence that they are for real this season. Well, Tanaka got it going in the fourth quarter. He needs to get it going a little bit earlier. And maybe his team isn't in the hole that it was in coming in to this final frame. Oh, excuse me, I was wrong. They are giving him 3 free throws. I thought they said he was only going to have 2. But instead, I think what they did was they just added a little bit of time to the clock. So if he makes this, it's a 2-possession game, and there's just a whiff of hope. I think Pavicevic knows it's unlikely, however. Well, he puts his best defender back out there. And Kirk commits the foul on Etherton. Osakabe back in the game as well. 8.8 seconds remains now. And foul was called on Kikuchi. So anymore, the next one will put them on the line. 7.2 seconds remains. And look at him run away from it, Saito. And it looks like this is how it is going to finish. What a performance, folks. They came, they saw, and they definitely conquered. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins hit the road and lay the wood to Alvark Tokyo, who battled away, but Nagoya win it 86-80 to stay as hot as a firecracker in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Well, some applause from the fans today as they recognize their team battled, but were just second best against a rampant Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team who came out and really dictated things from probably, I would say, the midpoint of the first quarter. They were the better team. They came out, they had a penchant for hitting the big shot today. Whenever a potential wobble was there, they were able to come out and make a play. And it just helps to have such a great point guard like Takumi Saito, who just kind of calmed things down. Also, that man right there, Clark, what a star he was. And Shane Whittington coming off the bench was terrific. Etherton just really adds toughness to that lineup. Parks, again, is real quality, but doesn't force his game. He allowed everything to come to him today. Everybody contributed. Tatsuya Ito, Kobayashi. There's Saito coming over to hear the congratulations. Yutaro Tsuda made some big plays. Tenketsu Harimoto. Naka Higashi again, highlighting his play today. He was good. Kamino played well. So Sean Dennis, got everybody in the game today. I think maybe with the exception of Kikuchi, just Manoto Kikuchi. Yeah, Kikuchi did not get in the game, but he did play everybody else, and they really gave a good account of themselves. Alvark Tokyo, thanking the fans for coming out and giving them support today. You're not going to win them all, and they know that. The fans know that, and you just have to go back and hope that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So very respectful waves to the crowd. A big thank you for those loyal fans coming out and supporting them tonight. And Luka Pavicevic as well coming out and saying thank you to the fans.
Coach, 勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今日のゲーム振り返っていかがですか？
We knew coming in, Tokyo is a power club of the league, and we knew it was going to be very physical, and we'd have to sustain our energy levels and effort and focus, and I thought our guys did a great job of that.
本当に東京は強いチームで上位チームで、フィジカルでやってくるチームなので、うちもそれをマッチして、あと集中力が切れないように、頑張らなきゃいけないっていうのは、分かってました。今
日の相手に何を一番やらせてはいけないというふうに、指示を出されてたんですか？
The big one was the second chance points, and it's probably an area next time we play them we'll have to be better. I thought that gave them a couple of runs during the game, and they were able to get some offensive rebounds, so that's an area we'll have to improve on.
セカンドチャンスポイントを絶対止めたいっていうのを指示出してましたが、それが今回そこまでうまくできなかったので、次回会うときにはそこをもうちょっと修正してオフェンスリバウンド頑張らないといけないと思います。
ディフェンスが相当に僕は効いてたように思うんですけど、その辺っていかがでしょう？
I thought our defense was solid throughout. Again, when they made the runs was when we broke down, so they're things we're going to have to look at. We gave up too many straight line drives a few times and allowed them to get on the rim.
ストレートラインドライブをいくつか与えたところもありますが、全体的にはディフェンスは良かったと思いますが、まだ修正点がありますので、それを頑張ってまた次回までに直していきたいと思います。
コーチありがとうございました。次回も楽しみにしています。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Well, those were the words of Sean Dennis, recognizing that they didn't play the perfect game. They've got room for improvement, but also acknowledging that his team had played pretty well today and met their opponents. Alvark Tokyo, one of the powerhouses of Japanese basketball, physically and getting after him defensively and on the boards. Maybe a couple of lapses defensively, which allowed the home team to go on a couple of runs to stay in the game, but overall, when you win on the road, it's always a good win. Here's Saito.
今日の勝利おめでとうございます。ゲームを振り返っていかがですか？
そうですね、チームとしても東地区の強豪チームとやるということが、なかなかなかったので、チームの士気自体はすごく高くなっていて、試合の入りからゲームプラン通りに運べたのかなというふうに思います。
その中で、東京もかなりいいディフェンスを仕掛けてきてたと思うんですけど、どのあたりっていうのが一番苦しかったですかね？
やっぱり後半入って最初のところでエンドワン決められてすぐに点差1桁にされてしまった部分ではやっぱり苦しい部分ではあったんですけど、前節同様選手同士でしっかりコミュニケーションを取れてたので怖い部分というのはそこまで感じはしなかったです。
今年は斉藤選手ご自身もナショナルチーム奨励されたり今日のゲームももちろん20点と苦しいところでの得点っていうものもかなり効果的だったと思うんですけど、ナショナルチーム奨励されて何かこう自分の中でいわゆる景色がちょっと変わったとかこういう風にっていう何かそういうものって感じれるとこって出てきましたか？
スリーポイントのところの積極性だったりっていうのはトムヘッドコーチに代表の時にすごく言われて
So Saito says today our team play was really good today, and in the beginning they played hard, really tried to set the tone.
入れたのかなっていうふうには思ってます。
どうもありがとうございました。また次のゲーム楽しみにしています。頑張ってください。
Three-point shot, obviously influential. So Saito, you can only, you can look back at the numbers and it tells part of the story, but it was the way he was able to just kind of control the rhythm of the game. He was able to move into spots, make himself available, but he's really good when he's got the basketball in his hands. He's either scoring or he is helping his teammates. And Saito today had 6 assists to go with his 20 points. And just overall very tough. Saito in the end did pretty much what he needed to do for his team. For Alvark Tokyo, 17 points, 14 rebounds. I don't think you can expect much more than that from him. Rossiter also contributed, but overall I think Alvark Tokyo, maybe their intensity needs to be a little bit better, especially in the first half. And it just seemed like Nagoya Diamond Dolphins just made the right decisions. They were able to spread the court. They were able to get some, look at this play here. Drive and the dunk from Etherton, who just wasn't going to take no for an answer on that drive. Rossiter was able to find Shuto Ando for that three-pointer, but Ando had a tough game from three-point range, just hitting 1 of 5. And Saito was a constant menace, finding his teammates open for those three-pointers like Clark. Osakabe was able to get in there and drive and score. But Clark, again, all he needs is a little bit of daylight, and he can hit that three-point shot. That was a bad turnover in the first half that allowed the visitors to go on a run. And here they were just sharing the basketball. That was Whittington handing it off to Suda. Taylor got that basketball inside to Kirk as they tried to stay in touch in the first half. And Rossiter handing it off to Scythe at the start of the second half. But again, Whittington always seemed to be, he was one of those players that had a penchant for kind of coming to the rescue to put out a fire. And Etherton also with his second chance points, getting him off the rebounds. And then, of course, you had the good sharing of the basketball, which finished with the Whittington layup and the foul. Well, that was good work by Osakabe. But just plays like that, Yutaro Suda's drive, you just cannot allow him to get to the rim as he did. Taylor was able to come to life in the second half. He finished with 18 points. And you had Osakabe once again driving in and scoring. Scythe was really the difference maker in that third quarter, especially. But this fadeaway was a killer from Yusuke Karino. That two-pointer was helpful from Shuto Ando. And again, Taylor did kind of carry some of the scoring load late. Clark also just continued to be a threat from three-point range in the second half. Taylor can do it all. He can hit it from outside. He can drive. And then Parks coming out and bearing the three-pointer. Just felt like it was always an uphill struggle today after they came back to take the lead in that first quarter. This was good work. Trying to stay within touch at the end. And Tanaka be able to get inside and also draw the foul. But what else? Another big shot from Saito in the final minute. Really killed them off. And the priceless victory, their 12th in 13 games. Going back to last month for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. So if you look at the final numbers, Nagoya 12 of 29 from three-point range. They had 6 more three-pointers than Alvark Tokyo, who shot just 25% from the floor. Both teams shot it pretty well inside the arc. And the only area really where Nagoya struggled at the free throw line, speaking of opportunities, in the end they were out-rebounded 37-33. But I think overall, the poise and the cool, calm, collected play of this Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team, it was something to behold. And I think Saito there is going to get a lot of headlines for the way he played. So the championship banners will remain. Alvark Tokyo, a reminder of the excellence of this club for so long. During championship winning campaigns, you do have to take your knocks, and they've certainly taken one today with the 86-80 defeat. Saito led all scorers with the 20 points, and you could see that Shane Whittington came out and made his mark today with 15 points. And Clark seems like he scored more than 12 points, but in fact he did have the 12 to pace them. Taylor had the 18 points. And here you can see the schedule for the B-League. Next game's January 29th. So 86-80, the win for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins over Alvark Tokyo in the Japan B-League. Thanks for watching, everybody.